Let's do it. 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 What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Professor Pippin's back in this bitch on I Trade the Agent, trying to get active, trying to get live. Man, oh man, what a week it has been. What a week it has been. What a week it has been. Now, saying that, I only took a couple trades here and there, but it has been a mother week off in the B. Price action has been providing. Or the market, I'm at a loss for words at this point, but the market just been doing what it do. It's been going where it's supposed to go, and then profits have been smashed up. I'm currently looking at AU right now. Turn up, I can't hear Nate. Yeah, testing. All right, cool. Yeah, I haven't personally traded since about Tuesday. Um, simply because I knew it was a heavy week full of news. And in the past, when I have tried to get active on weeks full of news, shit just don't. Yeah, it wasn't in my favor potentially from the past. But ultimately, overall, the trades I did take profit on. I did have a couple losses early in the week on AU and GJ, but because of what time it was, because of what the market was, because of how I was feeling, dynamic risk trades was trying to catch some little scalps here and there, and they didn't play out, but the market did go where I thought it was going. So we're gonna break all that down. We're gonna look at all that. We're gonna see what we can do. But coming in live on AU, coming from last week's price action. Price action was bullish. Going into this week, price action continued to be bullish. Right here, looking at a 4-hour time frame. From price action that has played out this week, we have closed above data structure, kind of now pointing to that price action on AU for the most part is, continuing big bully. It's been bullish for about the last 2 to 3 weeks, but breaking above higher time frame structure really kind of puts that stamp on it to say, yeah, this market has definitely rolled over bullish. Shouldn't necessarily be looking for any shorting opportunities, but if the market provides at the time you get on the charts, then you gotta take advantage of what you got. But starting off from Sunday, it's kind of hard to see right now all this shit on the chart, but what we had was price action that opened right up in her. And what I was looking for was continuation bias, but I thought I was going to get some heavy retracements. We didn't. For the most part, looking at AU pretty much ran off of the same setup all week as we bump down to that 15-minute time frame. And we come back over to like Sundays right up in here. This is what the market opened up at. We came down, we expanded. Rest of the night or rest of the time, London session, New York session, back to the next Asian session. Let me put the chart markers on me. Shit, so much easier. But for the most part, price action came up or pushed up, came pulled back and expanded. Right here, pushed up, pulled back, expanded, pushed up, pulled back, expanded, and yesterday pushed kind of just consolidated, dropped, and then expanded to the top side. Don't know that I'm looking for that same setup tonight. Not really looking to get into the market tonight. Like I said, I haven't gotten to the market since Monday night, Tuesday. Tuesday, I tried to get in over here. When I hit the execution button, the price action, the damn terminal thing hit that noise where you gotta what's it called? Damn. When you can't put the trade in, it give you that red noise sound. I don't know why it did that, but for some reason, when I went to execute, market execute right up in here with this mess, yeah, it kind of threw me off for a minute. I was like, well, shit, is that a sign that price action ain't about to push bullies? Should I wait a little bit longer? And then from that point, price action just skyrocketed. If you watched any of my old videos, if I ain't catch it from the beginning, I really ain't trying to, hop in late. So Sunday night, what I saw was we were pushing bullish. We were pushing into an area that I identified as supply from the previous weeks. And once price action pushed up and pulled back, I saw, okay, well, we kind of created a little support on the 15-minute time frame. If price action respects that support on the 15-minute time frame, then I'm trying to look for some buys. Bump down to the 1 minute, you can see it a lot clearer. What ended up happening was price action did push bullish a little bit for me, but then it came right back full of steam, and I ended up getting trailed out. So we had market open somewhere right up in here. Saw price action push down, and then from there, we just started making higher highs and higher lows. Once we closed above that origination point, and I shot my shot, and I was like, I'm getting here. I even told the team, this is a little bit risky. It's a little bit early, within the market, and I'm just trying to, catch a little scout real quick and shoot, yeah, it was AUD holiday as well. Um, Tons of news. This is Sunday. Tons of news. Here's the entry right open here. Risky entry, dynamic risk. Like I said, did not go too heavy because we were really early in the market right over here. And yeah, I hopped off in that thing, and then price action pushed up. Let me see, about 5 pips. Hmm. Ended up having stops below the area where I had identified as the Asia low. Price action came all the way down and spiked me right on out. And then look what it did. Right where I was kind of thinking price action was gonna go. But overall, it did, continue to go bullish, not really necessarily breaking any structures looking left. It's just the time that I got in, the position that I had with the entry right up there, yeah, it just wasn't the best. And the stops that I had also were not the best, so they got taken out. But from there, pretty much just sat back and watched. Didn't really look to execute too much anything else on AU. And for the most part, I was kind of being cautious because, like I said, I knew the news was set to pop off. Not anything necessarily on Sunday or going into Monday, New York and London session, but for the most part, it's a week full of news. Generally, sometimes you catch a week when you know it's a ton of news getting ready to pop off, then you usually have a period of consolidation, period where the market is not really moving too much. And I just wasn't really looking to sit through that. But coming into Monday night's agent session, as we look at it from a higher time frame standpoint, when we can't really see too much, but you can blank the charts right here. What we saw was from Monday's price action, we pushed up, breaking structure, looking not breaking structure, but continuation, breaking structure to the top side, pulling back, necessarily didn't really break any lows looking left. So when we came into Monday night's agent session, which is right over here, what I was looking for was this little supportive area right over here, not to be broken. And then I was going to shoot my shot and try to get in on some buys. Um, I did take some early entries because on the 15-minute, what I saw was price action push up, pull back, and then start to resume back bullish. Um, I had the first entry, which is this terrible ratio right over here. As price action started to break highs and lows, higher highs and higher lows on the 1 minute time frame, and then price action slumped all the way back down. These positions right up in here are not in any particular order. It was just where I got into the market, so I put the position tool on the chart to be able to show myself, what I was looking at. But for the most part, the first entry was this one right over here. Definitely a terrible risk to reward. Stops originally was way down here with that entry, but as price action continued to make higher highs and higher lows as we stayed into the trade, definitely stops were adjusted, put the break even, and eventually taken out of the trade as we smashed up targets right over there. As we push back over to the Telegram, we talk about gold as well. Let's see, what is this? This is gold. My gold entry got played all the way to the left. Yeah, I think the original AU entries right over here. But yeah, so first entry, price action pushed up. I took that entry that I pointed out a second ago right over there. Then as price action came back down, retested the area looking left, I started entering again for a total of 3 positions. Ultimately, it went where I thought it was going. It went where I thought it was going to go. I don't really have much to break down here, except just continuation buys. Could have had better entries. I don't know what I would have been waiting for here to potentially take an entry from down here because I didn't really necessarily see anything looking left that needed to be retested. It's just a matter of letting price action play out and trying to get the best position. But yeah, so smashed up targets right over there on those 3 positions. As we came in the Tuesday night session, pretty much had kind of saw price action Sunday, gave that little push up and then pull back and then expansion, push up, pull back, expansion on Monday. So I was like, let's see here. On Tuesday, maybe we can get that same thing. But as Tuesday rolled around, now we got news releases ready to hit the market and ready to come out. So I was real skeptical about getting in, especially looking at this price action here from 6 p.m. all the way to This is like 2 o'clock right before the London. I don't know why I was up that damn late, but I damn sure was, and I was watching it. And like I said, once price action got over here, tried to get in, but um, it didn't enter me. I got that noise, the drum, trade rejected, whatever that shit said, and it just threw me off. I did not try to enter again, and I wish I would have, because price action push for this setup would have been 50 pips, but ultimately ended up pushing for 65 or 67. So I wasn't too upset, seeing as how I had the three positions over here, set through that drawdown, and then still hit target. So I was kind of riding the high off of hitting those targets right over there. And then last night, kind of saw all this price action here, and yet again, I did not execute because I don't. Yeah, that news kind of it played with the psychology a little bit for me this week. Yeah, and I'd rather just sit back and wait and watch and see where news push price action versus just hopping in and then losing the trade. So that's AU. Clicking over to GJ. GJ was rough. I took an early entry on GJ and got smoked. Right in open here is the hourly. From the higher time frames on down, we were big bullish on the from the weekend analysis. We were bullish. FOREX was bullish on the hourly. Was bullish. Hold on 1 second. So on GJ, saw price action was big bullish. Was looking for continuation buys. On Sunday night, I was kind of expecting a retracement. Potentially when we first came into the Asian session, I was thinking, we could get some retracement coming back down into supportive levels, looking left. That didn't happen, but I did take a little scalp short. Ended up trailing the stops. Was in the position for let me see, about a good 14, 15 pips before we ended up trailing stops, and then price action came all the way back and trailed us out. Sunday entry right over here. Saw price action manipulate into the highs. For me, I had price action identified 1 hour structure. We did not break structure looking left on that 1 hour time frame. So that's what made me want to start looking for potential retracement trades based off of 1 hour time frame and structure. So first I can drop for about good, like I said, 14, 15 pips, and then it retraced, and I got trailed out right over here. And that was pretty much all I wanted to do on GJ, because in order for me to take continuation buys, I really like to see retracements first. If I don't get that retracement, then I'm not as comfortable, I'm not as confident in taking setups and in taking positions. But overall, that short did play out. It did end up, that hourly high was right over here. That was identified at first. We didn't break here. I tried to take a short. We came back. We did end up breaking that high, and then started a slight retracement phase on the lower time frames. But from there, yeah, price action just scooted and cadooted right up to the top side. Targets for me with GJ, if I was able to jump into buys, would have been at 184.90. And as we can see, price action is just chugging along, reaching up for that top side. That 84.90 was based off a higher time frame level. Looking left, see if we can zoom out a little bit for all the people in the back. See, right over and over here. It was pretty much. It's kind of hard to tell. But pretty much looking to see, or pretty much was targeting an area where price action rolled over and went bearish previously. So I identified that as previous supply on the higher time frames, and price action was bullish, and we looked like we was headed in that direction. So that's what I framed up, and that's what I identified on the charts. But yeah, so one break even on GJ, and kind of just walked away from it for the rest of the week. GU was interesting. GU ran into that supply, kind of like we had identified on AU. GU actually did react from that supply and had a 1 hour time frame break of structure. What I was thinking was, in order to take these buys, the continuation buys, that we were going to pull back a little bit deeper. So I drew a little position tool onto the charts, kind of simulating where I was thinking about getting in from. But because of how things were playing out on AU, did not revisit or did not try to set up these shorts on AU. This was not an actual entry, it's just where I wanted to get in from. But as we can see, that was just the higher time frame. I would say 4 hour, 4 hourly range from the low to the high, a little pullback, and then price action got up out of there to the top side. Now, had I wanted to continue to trade G or GU, pretty much could have just took a trade based off of what we analyzed from the weekend analysis. We had continuation buys above 25,990, and as we can see, price action pushed up into that area and wicked it with this candle here. We got a little wick action. We had a slight retracement. Then we finally closed above. So that continuation buy trade was a break and retest trade. On the hourly time frame, it doesn't look like price action closed much above, but we pushed up 20 pips and then came back to retest that area. So that could have been definitely an entry that we would have been looking for in the lower time frame, say a 15-minute or 1 minute, to potentially push all the way back up into, and then we don't have a target identified for the most part on GU, simply because we had just broken above our time frame structure. Looking left, right over here. With that move, push, pull back, push, and yeah, that's just what it was. So I did not try, like I said, did not try to attack the market too much this week. All that news, I wasn't really afraid of it. I just didn't want to deal with it. So I'd rather sit back and watch than get into it and have to deal with it and then have to manage, over risk, any of that good stuff. So that was pretty much GU. GU still going bullish. If you wanted to trade GU tonight, I definitely would be looking for a retracement of some sort. We have some small supportive levels right up here on the lower time frames. The first one being around 120, 1.2776. Second one being around 1.2690. If price action can hold up one of those supportive levels on the lower time frames and then resume back bullish on the lower time frame, I'll probably look for those buys. But if we break right back through, then first area my eyes look back to is structure most recently broken. Then ultimately probably back into demand if we push right past that zone back to the downside. So we'll be looking for retracements potentially. Come back into here first and try to roll back over bullish. Or if it does decide to come back deeper, which what I thought I was going to get on GJ was a deeper retracement before resuming back bullish, back into a little area looking left, come back down here, then flip flop back over to the top side and get back on the bottom there. But ultimately, we haven't seen really a whole bunch of deep retracements this week. So I wouldn't be expecting a deep retracement on damn Thursday. Now, you can't forget that a deep retracement can happen, but the likelihood of it happening with it not, really so much playing out throughout the week is probably not that high. So probably can catch you a 382, right at the 50%, and then try and look to get active. On UJ, I wasn't looking to do nothing for real on UJ. UJ was consolidating. Coming into the weekend analysis, we did identify that we started to build a little channel within that 1 hour time frame. And from there, I was just like, it don't look pretty. So I really ain't trying to get in and mess up, none of the profits that we took from the market these last few weeks. But ultimately, we still continuing bullish on was it UJ? We have broke above 4 hour resistance. So ultimately, I will be looking to see where price action pulls back down into to potentially build a support to roll over and start back going bullish. Ultimate targets on UJ is sitting at 145, 170. So we can find a supportive level right up in here. What is that? 139. We're looking at 139, 930, or even deeper. This hasn't been reanalyzed. High, low, high, high, low, high, high. So this necessarily would be the range here for me. My new 4 hourly range, something like this. 4 hour support. Running into that new 4 hour resistance way up here. So what I would be looking for is to see how far price action wants to pull back or retrace back within this range, potentially go back bullish, but ultimately still bullish on UJ. Should be looking for continuation buys back into that 145, 170. Taking over the UCAD. UCAD was quite confusing as hell. A lot of other people that I watch that I tune into their channels and see how they're marking up the chart, see how they're analyzing, see how they're getting busy with that thing. A lot of people were expecting CAD strength, but I wasn't expecting nothing. I was just sitting back and watching. If it gave me an opportunity, like I kind of had identified and it's yellow, then I was going to get active. I see that it didn't, so we didn't get active. But just based off of the weekend analysis, as we've been breaking 4 hour support right over here, we had continuation sales below 1.33 010 as we make the chart a little bit bigger so we can see the candles for the people in the back. We did come down and break below that level here. We did pull back, but we wasn't able to maintain beneath that level. So I probably wouldn't have been looking to execute. Then we come back here and we break again. Still didn't maintain beneath that level, broke again, came right back in the range. So it probably would have been I ain't fucking with this because the market just looking out, or the way we analyze it, just only bound to get eat up and get cooked. But what we do see now is price action has broke beneath that level again. So now what I would be looking to see is there any place where we retrace this continuation sale level and then hold it up as a resistance to go back shorter, or as we've already built up here on this 1 hour time frame, a little support right here. Do we break through the support and then look for a retest of that area to take continuation shorts? Where would it be continuing to come down to? I have no earthly idea because we have not reanalyzed anything since we have not really been on the charts. But ooh, that is interesting right there. What price action currently is. So yeah, I think I would be waiting to see what type of reaction we get from where price action currently is right now in the market, and then potentially try to base a trade idea based off of that. But currently, overall, pushing big bearish on UK coming into higher time frame areas of interest. So potentially could look to expect for price action to come back all the way down here. Look at that 1.3440 area. What if it starts becoming erratic or consolidative right where it is? Yeah, I'll probably just wait till next week, let that thing play on out today, Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, and then try to regroup and recover. Cause yeah, this is in a spot where price action could flip flop on your ass and then you be all types of jammed up. Last but not least is fucking gold. I am quite irritated and upset with gold. Not necessarily with gold, more or less the broker. Um, Over on Hanko Trade, I had this entry set up right over here, and I think it was actually a little bit lower. It was like right down here. I'll pull that up here shortly. But price action came like one pip from putting me in. It actually even touched my damn entry, but did not cross to put me in, and then it scooted up to the top. 217 of them things. Let's see if I can find them. So this was gold. This was the beforehand. This is what we had from the weekend analysis. We had price action consolidating on the 4 hour time frame. We identified an area looking left as supply that came down, broke structure looking left. And what we were doing was seeing is price action going to retrace back into that area before rolling back over bearish, or we're going to break above, continue to go bullish. We didn't really have pretty much a ideal ideal psychology as far as where gold was trying to go, seeing as how we kind of identified that price action was stuck in a range. So what I did was I said, okay, well, we went bearish here, broke structure looking left. We pulled back, did not come into that supply zone just yet. So maybe we could push back into there and then roll back over bearish. So from this point here, from 2 weeks ago, we made a higher low, kind of pushed up and created a little higher high here. So I was thinking maybe a new higher low here to finally come back into that supply and then roll back over bearish. So as we click back to the charts, my entry that was down here that was supposed to push me back into supply never got activated. I sat and I watched all this price action play out. And by the time we got way up here, I was like, nah, I'm Gucci. Deleted this, and I'm glad I did because I would have been stopped out. See, where is yeah, so here go to gold. Had the buy limit in 0.02. I don't trade gold that often, but I do know if you trade gold and you get it wrong, gold will toss your shit up. For me, not to be a person that trades gold that often, I'm not putting a whole bunch of risk. I just want to see if I can hit. And price action came, did not enter me. And by the time I came, and the crazy part about it was I was watching, like I was peeping here, then it got down here, and I was peeping. I was like, okay. And I saw on shit, somewhere it was equal lows right down here. It was a low here, low here. So I was like, yeah, that's even better. I might be even have a higher chance to get in. Price action come down, eats that liquidity, manipulates that level and then scoop back to the top side. But once we started climbing here, I kind of pulled away from it, went to go do something else. By the time I came back to look at it again, price action was right up here, and I was like, mother. But yeah, gold right over here manipulated my or did manipulate me. It just didn't put me in. Um, don't really have much to talk about this week. Like I said, I just got out and stayed out and sat back and watched. But overall, had I did, shoot a little bit more on AU, it probably could have been a little bit more profitable. But at the same time, like I said, with that news coming out, whole bunch of news, wasn't too eager, too sporadic to hop off in that thing. But yeah, I just want to do a little drop off, a little update this week. Haven't really dropped anything else this week. That's pretty much it. So one loss on AU, three positions, one on AU. Then I had a miss. I had a break even on GJ, and that was about it. On GU, a bunch of nothing. UJ was consolidating, broke out finally. UCAD was a bunch of nothing, then a miss on gold. So overall, still another profitable week. Just kind of was a boring one because we wasn't doing too much to get active, get off in the market. But that's all for the most part that I got for this one. My son got here. He want to be all up in the video, making noise in the background. Boy,
Video.
boy,
Don't you
I need you to hold on. I'm almost finished. This is the other reason why I couldn't get off into the market because
Don't put your thumb at me.
come on. I'm about to slide. I'm gonna catch y'all for the weekend analysis coming up this weekend, and we're gonna look to get active back on that ass. Back on Sunday, we coming out shooting. So that's all I got for this one. I know it wasn't too long, not a lot of information, but just kind of wanted to point out those setups, those positions, those psychologies as far as price action, giving out the same fucking pattern all week on AU: push up, pull back, expand, push up, pull back, expand. So we could have that slight consolidation, pull back and then expand again. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you're watching, like and subscribe. Um, I'm out of that thing. I ain't got enough. I'm out. Peace.